We're at Cuc Phuong National Park, a nature reserve that stretches across 3 provinces in Vietnam. Something special is about to happen here. A light show of a so-called living star of Vietnam's night jungle, fireflies. Let's try to capture it on camera and find another special form of the fireflies here. Fireflies are fascinating creatures of nature. Though they're called fireflies, they're actually not related to flies, but belong to the beetle family. We know that fireflies can glow, but how exactly do they do it? It's thanks to a natural phenomenon called bioluminescence. It's a chemical reaction inside their bodies that turns energy into light. You can also see this in some creatures like glowworms, deep sea squid, or jellyfish, but fireflies are definitely the most famous. Inside a firefly's body, there's a compound called luciferin. In a normal state, nothing happens. But when there are oxygen and an enzyme called luciferase, a chemical reaction occurs, releasing energy in the form of light. Now let's try a little experiment to simulate that. Let's say it's luciferin. Oxygen is already in the air around us. Here we have the luciferase enzyme. Let's add the luciferase in and see what happens. What's really cool about this firefly reaction is its efficiency. With a regular light bulb, most of the energy turns into heat, and only about 10 to 30% becomes light. But a firefly, almost 100% of the energy turns into light. Pretty amazing, right? But that's not the most interesting thing about fireflies. The coolest thing about this species is its life cycle. This is a firefly larva. This long, wingless little creature that looks like a worm is actually a firefly larva. A firefly's life cycle starts when the adult lays its eggs in the soil. After about 2 to 4 weeks, the eggs hatch into larvae. The larva looks like this. They crawl on the ground or rest on leaves, not flying like the adult fireflies. These larvae are predators. They hunt snails, worms, and small insects. That's different from adult fireflies, which often don't eat anything. The larval stage lasts about 1.5 to 2 years before they enter the pupal stage, which takes about 1 to 3 weeks. Then they transform into adult fireflies and live for around 15 days. What? So they spend almost 2 years as larvae just to fly around for 2 weeks? That's right. They spend all that time just for this amazing performance. So why do fireflies glow? If you look closely, you'll notice that fireflies flash in patterns, or a frequency. Different flashing frequencies have different purposes. Most of the time, it's for mating. The male fireflies flash to attract nearby females. They can also use it as a warning signal to alert others. So in the end, it's all about communication. Some predator fireflies take advantage of this by mimicking the light signals of other species to lure them in and eat them.
What?
And if you've ever wondered why firefly larvae look totally different from the adults, that's because they go through metamorphosis. It's a biological process where a creature undergoes a sudden transformation in shape and structure, just like how a tadpole becomes a frog. It grows legs and jumps on land, or how a mosquito starts out as a wiggly larva and then transforms into a flying bloodsucker, or how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. Something like that. As the world gets more developed, light pollution is more common and fireflies' habitats are affected. They start confusing their own light signals with the electric lights all around us. As a result, their communication is not effective anymore. Poor communication means less successful mating. That's why the number of fireflies is going down. And of course, environmental pollution is another reason why this species is disappearing. We don't often see fireflies like before. They used to be everywhere back then. But now, even in the countryside, it's rare to see them. So let's all try to live greener and save energy when we can. When you visit Cuc Phuong National Park, there are many interesting things to explore besides fireflies, like ancient thousand-year-old trees, ancient man cave. The air here is so fresh and comfortable. There is also a famous butterfly season. There is also a wildlife rescue and conservation center, a must-visit for any nature lover. So remember to visit Cuc Phuong National Park when you come to Ninh Bình, Vietnam.